Now. And we are live. Hello and welcome to the Lord of the Theer, episode 115, as the party of Power Rangers continue their glorious assault into the heart of the mausoleum under the Danodon statue. Last time our party of 5, which have two let's say passengers along with them, ventured deeper into the depths of the mausoleum, and they have encountered a battlefield where a party that has been pursuing the quest that has been created by Sus met their demise. As you were investigating more, you've heard some noises, and Farvald was the most reluctant to retreat, and he was the one who was about to, bring it on attitude. So you've met a couple of flaming skulls, and Sus managed to actually pierce him with many kind of blows, causing him to collapse. And then what happened next to him, after you all saw that this flaming skull had begun this hellish fire burning again in those remains, Sus hid it in his bag of holding. And after that happened, Farvald also, not after that happened, but also during the fight, during the initiative runs, Farvald also used the corpses of the deceased adventuring party to assemble his mini army of zombies and skeletons. In the name of an Icron, of course. And he's been controlling them ever since, and they were his guardians, per se. And then a couple of rounds later, we have a creature coming out from the depth of a corridor. You can see it on the stream channel, both in Discord and also on the channel. It's a massive, large orc, which is diseased, and he proclaimed his name, and he had his own retinue following him along, and he comes from one of the corridors which you didn't investigate yet. And the closest to him are the people who you took along for the ride. 2 scholars from the Linda's Mage University. And they seem to be the closest to him. Yes, this was events of the last game. Correct. Anything we're missing? Anything to be clarified?
Sure. There's definitely something we're missing, but I don't know.
I remember the party has been making some very serious plans, and of course, this is all suspicious. But I can remind you the order of the initiative as we rolled. So first were skulls, flaming skulls. Then we had wizards acting, the scholars. Then we had Rave. Then we had Sus. And last one was Farvald with his zombies. So if you want to keep track of the initiative for yourself, feel free to mark it if you want. Yeah, so we ended our last game with the Finger Eater, the orc chief who has been buried here but who was roaming the halls of Mausoleum restless, appearing in the same room as you are. Sus, you also, from the last game, the sword has been giving you some messages. The main reason why the party is here is because they were pursuing the... Oh, maybe one of the reasons. They were pursuing the... what Sas told them.
Greed. We're here because we're greedy. We need more artifacts.
Need more money.
And more money, yes.
Yes, so I will not be recalling exactly what you heard from Sword, but I hope you remember something. Helping with fractured memories. Yep. And the very, very last thing that happened in the last game is that our friend, our undead friend here, he was casting something using his legendary actions. So
I remember.
Yes, go ahead.
I remember last time we were thinking that since those undead guys roam those areas since maybe not so long ago, they should have a source of power. Could be the sword, could be something else. Maybe worth remembering. If we can locate that source of power and destroy it. That's all.
And undead have source of power?
I mean, why? Okay, put differently, why is he undead?
The DM spoiled that for us. Yeah, we know why.
What did he spoil?
That he has some item that is making him rise from the dead. Yeah, maybe the sword.
Probably. I mean, one does not simply become undead, right?
Yep. So, in the order of initiative, we have the leader. He has entered and used his legendary action to cast something. Let's roll for his initiative. He rolled 19, so he would be going right after the skulls. And before the wizards.
Ouch.
And his husks, his men on the leash, they are very well armored skeleton warriors. That's why that was causing the whole metallic clankiness that Sas has heard.
What do you mean by armored?
So unlike yeah, they are undead, but they are dressed up undead.
Last time they were naked, just bones.
I found a better figurine for them. Sergey would like it.
Copyright, it's okay.
How about since it's a new session this time, how about also start some full plate armor? Just, you know.
Can you grow one from whatever abilities you have?
Can they? I see. No full plate armor for Far World.
5 skeletons was too easy, the DM decided. We showed too much power with the skulls.
But are they still like orc skeletons? So
correct,
as big as last?
Yeah, they're still orc skeletons.
Okay.
Do they have any weapons now, or what's going on with them?
They do have long swords.
Suddenly they have like archers behind and like shields in front.
If you want.
No,
you tell us before we start.
Yeah, but just don't say maybe they have shields, maybe no, just
Okay, that's
they have
play.
scimitars. They have scimitars with them.
Just scimitars, so no shields.
No, not really. It's mostly just the plate armor that they're wearing.
Is this full plate or half plate?
Full plate. It's in the creature character sheet. It just says plate armor. So, and
Would
I have
be a
the AC
golden
there.
full plate armor.
That would be quite shiny. Are you thinking about looting them for the for their clothes?
Tell us more. What do they? So, after the fight, we will find all of this stuff.
Yes. So these dudes didn't roll for initiative. They will be rolling right now. They rolled 18. So they will be acting right after the glorious leader.
So we die before we have our turns.
Okay. I think we had 2 rounds of combat last time. And this time we will be continuing from the top of the initiative. Okay. Yeah, any other questions before we start? Anything to clarify? Any maybe abilities, mechanics? Any assistance to your plan ahead? Anything?
How's my hand doing? The right hand.
It's itchy. Do you want to
Didn't grow back.
Put it in some places, or what do you want to do with that?
No, I want to know, is it grown back or not? Not yet.
No. You didn't leave the time for it to full potion duration, so it's not there yet. Rave, anything for you? Okay. Just as the last time, Parvald, you would be the one who would be controlling and keeping track of the zombies and skeletons that you raised? Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, you asked me if I still want to control my zombies, or maybe I didn't
I'm confirming that you want to control them.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, perfect. So I hope you have character stats opened and they will be acting along. Okay, perfect. Then go ahead.
Can the zombies behave individually? Like each zombie takes out a potion and feeds us?
That's.
I mean, it depends.
They're not individuals. They are acting according to the spell, and the spell has single command issued to the group of them.
The thing is, it's about how I phrase the command. If I tell them to do different actions, that won't work. So if I say, you zombie A, you go over there, zombie B, you go over there, they'll be confused. But
they will say, I am zombie A, I am zombie B, who is zombie? I am zombie.
I mean, I can command them as a group, which means if I give them the group command, feed everyone in the party with a potion, then they should be able to do that. But it's very limited. So most of the time there'll be just a mob running from A to B.
Okay. Any other questions, Sus? If not, then round 3. Fight! As they say. Okay, thanks everybody who joined. I hope a couple of our leggers will join. Sebastian joining? He has been skipping for a month.
He only has meetings now on Mondays.
Oh my lord.
The whole day.
So inconvenient.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay. So, first in the... did music stop? No.
Yes.
Okay, let's fix it. No. Sergey.
DM, can you just remind me if one of the zombies already took damage or not? I don't think so, but last time you kept the stats.
I... -5 for one. That's the only thing I have about one of the zombies.
Okay. Alright.
So everybody else, they're just fine and they're acting together. Currently, they kind of... Last thing they did, they cleared the attacking view for you. So that it's just there in front of you. Okay, so let's start. So the first skull is currently inside of the Sas bag of holding. So, Sas. Nothing happens. So we go to the skull number 2. So this skull number 2 is hovering above the ground, 50 centimeters above. It's looking like a normal humanoid skull, but it has flaming eyes and flaming hair. And it's not very friendly, especially you remember his last turn fireball. So he currently looks, he was mostly fixated on Farveld before. But this time he would be casting a different spell. So he sees Farveld, and he would be casting. So Farveld, you suddenly feel that there is a sudden urge of flames coming from underneath your feet. The whole place seems to be kind of burning and hot, and especially in your shoes, it's kind of hot to stand there. So he's casting a spell called Flaming Sphere.
What is that?
So it's a 5-foot diameter sphere of fire.
And it's below my feet.
Oh, yeah. So...
Okay.
So it appears on an unoccupied space, basically, next to you. But then he's going to command it to go over you, over the place where you are. And I would like you to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Farveld. Dexterity saving throw. Here we go. 21! Look at that, good lord. Have mercy.
Oh, I see what kind of game we're going to have today, yes? So, you make a save, and if I understand the spell correctly, you take absolutely no damage from it.
Standing on the fire without... I like that.
Okay. Yeah, the fire's still there. It's getting hotter and hotter. And basically, if you keep on standing in the same spot, you'll have to roll dex again.
Yep, makes sense. Gotta move.
Okay. So that was the Flaming Skull action. He is done. Next we have Leader. Okay. Because it's his turn now, he is actually going to... Let's roll for him. 3. Okay, he rolled 3. So that means that... Sas, you are the most sensible, don't take it as an offense, person in this room. And you feel that somewhere next to you, the floor is shaking a bit. And after a brief moment, you realize that there is something moving under the floor. And as this moving intensifies, you realize that there's hands and bones appearing as if it's there from the pit. And there are several skeletons of orcs climbing out of the floor in the middle of a room.
They're like an illusion or like the real ones?
They seem dirty. They seem to have like empty sockets of eyes. You still see that there are some claws left and nails on the bones. They seem to be very much real undead appearing here on the floor. And he points. Yeah, they're climbing from the floor up. Zombie infestation. Skeleton infestation, per se.
But they're not ethereal, so they're somehow
They're not
climbing
ethereal.
through. The fuck?
You're on you're on the battlefield, remember? And then his action, he's pointing at you, Sas, and says, in this very like broken orc common language, he sees the sword you're wearing and says, This was mine. This is mine. Submit. Sas,
I
do you have anything
submit.
to
We
add?
surrender. Yes. Please call off your attack. We brought you the sword. You are my father. Maybe he has intelligence of 1. I don't know. We'll see.
You can try.
But I think this is more deception and
Sus.
insight, right?
You're trying to
don't know.
confuse him, right?
Yeah, so he stops summoning stuff. Yeah.
Please roll for the deception with advantage. He would be rolling insight against you.
Deception.
He rolled 8.
You can do it.
16.
Yes.
He is very attentively like, what? And he's looking at you, and he's like, he spends the rest of his turn not issuing commands and not like doing anything else. He's like trying to find like similarities of you with his own orc children. If you're claiming to be orc and you're holding an orcish sword, and he's like, he's spending, you know, like deception check failed, and he's like, he's very confused about what's happening here. So yeah, he's not casting anything else. His guards, his guardsmen, who were standing next to him, they're not moving from where they are, by the very fact that they were not issued command. So instead, they are kind of like
Nice.
trying to make a kind of like a shield wall, not shield wall, but just like ready to charge, like they would do in their life, like this ferocious orcish assault when they're just forgetting about their own. But you feel like as if they're on a leash, and this leash hasn't been released. So the set of guardsmen of his personal ones, they have some intelligence. They are preparing their action. Next one are wizards.
What was that, Sas? Well played. Poof. No action, no
So-
bonus action, nothing.
They're undead. They're stupid, of course.
Why didn't we
They're
ever
all
do
undead
this?
orcs.
It,
Undead
yes,
orcs
that
are
was,
even
that was
more
great.
stupid.
It cost him a whole turn. Why have we never tried this? That was
So,
cool.
you have Erdnan Wooden Hawk standing in front of them. And he looks at you and he sees he was just about to be rammed into the ground by this orc skeleton warriors. And the first thing he does, he is running and he sees like there is behind him appears more, so he would be moving full of his action. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Full action.
Okay. Now he was moving, yes. And then he is he's going to cast a spell because he's a wizard after
I
all.
thought he was dashing.
No. He cast a spell called Black Tentacles.
Cool.
So
That's hope.
it's a concentration, 1 minute, and an area of 20 feet. So this will be like this. So 20 feet, he is just like something like this.
In front, not under?
Yeah, the place where he was. He doesn't see them attacking. He's as puzzled as they are about what's
he doesn't
happening
have
next.
3 intelligence.
No, but like he's preparing the ground, for that. So you notice how there's like a pit of abyss appearing there. It's a pitch dark with periodic sparkles appearing from there. You really don't want to step on it. It gives you this feeling of never returning back. And periodically there are certain tentacles, shadowy tentacles appearing and hitting the air. Maybe there was a particle of sand, maybe it was a fly. You don't know, you will never learn by this time what was in the air. But that area from now on is it's a difficult terrain. And when a creature enters, it needs to make a dex save, otherwise take bludgeoning damage. If anyone starts the turn in there and is already restrained, also take some damage. They also, any creature can use their strength to kind of break restrainment. Yeah, so that was the wizard action. The second dude is going to look around. He's going to cast a spell called interesting. He's going to cast a spell called Magic Circle.
I think that's a good one. I think that's a good one.
And he casts it just under himself. So it's a 10 feet radius. Like he moves a bit. And then he casts it just around himself. Yeah, he chooses undead. Yeah, and he chooses undead. That would be all of his actions. Okay, wizards are done. Rafe, your turn. There is a couple of skeleton appearing not far away from you. They're not yet within melee range, but they are very much possible. To reach you. You also saw how Sas was claiming to be an orc chief's son. And how do you react to that?
Sas is just beside me, or
He's right
What
next to you. Yes,
figure
this
is-
white figurine
Okay.
is Stas.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I still want to do what I wanted to do in the first place,
Tell us.
which is Wall of Fire
Okay.
as my like main action, right?
Go ahead. You casting a spell of Wall of Fire, which level?
Minimum one for this one, which is 4th.
Okay. Yeah, it's a base first level.
Mhm.
At which place do you want to cast it?
I want to cover this whole army and the guy.
So basically inside of them, kind of.
Yeah, of course. The idea is that the damaging part would be on their side. Yes.
Okay, makes sense. So I'll be drawing it. It's roughly will be like in the middle of the dudes of the first row. So it basically touches everybody. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the damage is on the back. Back side doesn't damage, only the front side damage. Okay. So as it happens, Rafe, is this the first time you cast the spell?
No, it's like the third one, I think.
Third one. Okay, cool. So as you cast the spell, you all can see that in front of those black pit of black tentacles, dark tentacles, appears a shimmering, opaque, but very hot wall of fire. And Stas, a moment ago, you were able to look exactly in this puzzled face of an orc chief. But now the visibility is a bit disturbed as you actually looking from the other side of the wall of fire. And this wall of fire appears right in the middle of the ranks, brightly lighting up the whole room where you are at, and also like the corridor behind them. So it's a very well lit room as of now. It's a concentration spell, so Rafe, please remember about that. I think Farwold also has a concentration spell running with those Dance Macabre.
Yeah, thanks for remembering shit.
Okay.
It's good you remembered me.
You're welcome, anytime. Rafe, what do I need to do? Tell me. What do creatures need to do?
Each creature within the area must make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. So the warriors are going to make one unified dex. What's the dex save?
18.
They rolled 18.
But I'm
And
attacking.
I think that's a fail.
Yeah. So they will take 31, right? Fire damage.
31 to each.
Yes.
Okay. That's done.
And they catch fire if they have anything wearing. And you said they are wearing something.
Yeah, nice.
This is how the spell works, Rafe?
Is it based on my spell?
Yeah, it's because you're casting the spell, right? And the boss is also casting his dex save. And he also fails.
Don't you have like something additional on top for fire damage because of one of your feats, Rafe? For every spell or so? Was it?
I mean,
Working
then
like
it's already part of the roll,
okay.
actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I could have something additional if I would be like more like melee, like super
Yeah,
close
right.
to them. Yeah.
There was this restriction, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this instance of fire damage, it kind of like you hear this battle cry coming from the mouth of the orc, of undead orc, and who realized that he has been tricked, who has been challenged and attacked. And
you didn't talk to him. Why?
You didn't, but yeah, that's a trickery on his part, on your part. So he is roaring out loud, saying something in Orcish, and none of you can understand that except for one of the scholars. And
is it a legendary action again?
This one, no. This is just an effect of.
He already had the turn.
Wait.
He wants to react, I guess.
So, yes, as the fire damage goes through him and into his itinerary. Oh, is it correct word? I think it's correct. Retinue, that's the correct word. He is going to use his legendary action to cast something. Yeah.
So he can use a legendary action as a reaction.
Legendary actions are used as a part of other people's turns. So.
Oh, really?
So yes.
Interesting.
They can be reactions. They can be just actions. They can be spell casting. They can be basically anything. Yeah. So he's going to cast a spell, shout something in Orcish, and nobody of you knows what he exactly said, and whose mother he was talking to.
Yeah. Can we send some reaction on the wizard's face?
There is clearly anger and fury that you can hear. And the sound of his roar is basically kind of like shouts loud, and it goes both direction in your group face, and it also to the back of him into the halls of the underground mausoleum.
Like that.
Yes, that would be... Go ahead.
Just a question. So, just in case this orc is holding any concentration, since he took damage, I think, he has to roll for it? Or was he not one of those who had to roll damage?
Nope.
So that skeleton's army is like independent, like completely... Okay.
Probably a legendary action or so. No need for corpses. I want that.
Rafe, do you do anything else?
Well, I wanted to use my bonus action for something.
Go into the circle, Rafe. We're gonna cheat against DM. Go into the wizard's circle. You have free movement. Or not.
I can approach it, yeah, but it's not bonus action. It's just movement. I mean, can I just be like...
Of course, you have still... you have
behind the square
20 movement, and you can reach all the way to the wizard if you want to go back. Any other direct, you can go front to the skull. You can go towards the boss. Any other direction will cause opportunity attacks. Because there are 3 skeletons already here.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, I'm staying there. Can I just do the bonus action I wanted to do? Whatever.
What is the bonus action?
Just wanted to whip Sas.
Sas, I think it's voluntarily, right?
Yes, I also might take 1 damage to keep my rage up. So all good.
Yes, so 1d4 damage for you. Rafe, please roll for damage.
Yeah, it's there. 3.
Okay.
Halved? How much?
1. It's always rounded down.
Okay.
Okay, 1 damage. You all can see how Rafe, she's like expanding her hand and kind of like whips Sas in the back. I think this is the very first time in our campaign when it's being used so aggressively. Let's see what it leads to. Okay, Rafe, you are done, I suspect. Sas, your turn. Wait. Sorry, I had memento. I forgot. So, as Rafe completes her stuff, the skeleton warriors who were attacked, they are going to use their prepared action. And their prepared action was to rush forward in case of attack. So they will all be running through the wall first. So Rafe, first question, is there effect of a wall of fire when somebody tries to run through it?
Actually, there should be, yes. Well, it's actually when finishing the turn on that side.
Oh, they didn't finish the turn there. No, they are only passing through.
No.
Nothing. Okay, so they run through that wall, already getting burning fire damage once. And as they're rushing into the middle of a combat, you notice how they are running exactly into the middle of this black pit of dark tentacles. And this is where they would be, like, they would need to roll for, I think, was it dex save? Sus? Yeah, this is dex save.
Spell, I don't know.
I mean, you are our professional for the wizards. Who knows?
It's too high level. Didn't add this stuff.
Okay. So they fail. They take some bludgeoning damage. All of them take 7 points of bludgeoning damage. And because they failed, you all can see how those dark black tentacles, they're kind of lunging at them and attaching themselves to this armor and bones and weaponry, kind of holding them up, stopping their progress. And yeah, they're all restrained. Their speed is 0. Yes, that was their... Because they cannot do anything else, because they didn't reach the target. They only used the movement as a reaction. That's all. Sas, your turn.
Yeah, I'm using item like a throwing something, but not attacking. What is it?
Like what?
No, like something, like a piece of something throwing, but not into the enemies.
If you're not telling me, then it's an action.
Like throwing... Okay. Like throwing silver nails on the floor.
In the middle of the black tentacles pit?
I don't know what is that.
I would rule that in the heat of a combat, I would rule this is a use an object, so it would be just a full action you want to apply it. If you would do it before combat, this is one thing, no problem. If you would want to do it as the middle of a combat, from the top of my head, I would rule that probably you wouldn't be the one who could do it as a bonus action, not the monk.
Okay, then I'm grabbing Rafe and I'm going to the circle, to the wizard that I see made the circle.
It's okay, I'm not resisting.
Do you really want to do that?
see who's gonna kill me now. It's gonna be your fault, Zach.
Yes.
Rafe, are you resisting?
Can we fit?
No, I'm not resisting.
So basically, you're like pulling the Rave by the sleeve and kind of like whoop, and dragging her.
I'm taking the attacks. So I'm going first,
You're
and
gonna
then
be my
she
shield.
follows.
You're gonna be my shield.
Yeah, you would be triggering one attack from Orc Skeleton and 3 more attacks if you go in the middle of them. If you choose non-attack area, I think you have enough movement speed. If you go just different direction. If you wanna be.
I would use my movement
like a
to
roller
avoid.
coaster for me. Everything happening too fast.
Okay, so that would be your full action. Because you're actually taking Rafe with you, and you're using the action. So your movement is 40, and it's definitely enough to reach this circle. So yeah, it's definitely enough space to. It's not big, but yeah, you 2 extra can definitely fit in there. You clearly can see how the scholar who has casted the spell, he definitely didn't anticipate any more visitors per se.
He's a small guy. We should fit.
He's a small guy. He's just shorter than you, right? Bald. And as you're passing the wall of the beaters, he sees how those like black tentacles are lunging and at the undead, and he sees like how narrow the space has suddenly become, and says, "Oh my!" And he is very much puzzled. So, Rafe and Sas, you find yourself in the center of a magic circle, and I think it would be a good time for you to actually explain what it does and what kind of effects they are. So the glowing runes appear wherever the cylinder intersects with the floor. It's a 10-foot radius, 20-foot tall cylinder of magical energy that is centered on the mage. Undead cannot willingly enter the cylinder by non-magical means. If the creature tries to use teleportation or interplanar travel to do so, it must succeed on charisma saving throw. The creature undeads have disadvantage on attack rolls against targets within the cylinder. The targets within the cylinder cannot be charmed, frightened, or possessed by undead. And when you cast the spell, it basically prevents undead from entering the circle. Its duration 1 hour.
We are living here now.
We're gonna be moving with it.
Just open up the camp, just put the tent. Farewell, good luck.
You can also come closer.
I was always left behind.
You think he could enter it by default?
You have a wizard guy. Actually.
Yeah, Cloud is not undead.
Who knows?
Foul knows.
You can test it, Try to willingly enter it.
Yeah.
Maybe Foul just doesn't want to.
Rafe, you're done. Sas, you are done. Farvel, your turn.
No. I'm taking dodge action and I'm standing in front.
You already used your action. You don't have any more actions.
I can spend 1 key point to use a dodge action.
Okay. Go ahead.
As a bonus action. So I'm dodging in a circle. So that's good.
Yes. So they no longer... it's basically dodging attack against you, plus it's a circle, and that would have a disadvantage on that. So, we don't have double disadvantage for stuff, but still, it's very much a nice, I think, roleplay. Farvald, you can see how not far away from you appears this first skeleton rolling from underground. You can also observe how this flaming skull has cast a spell and you felt this heat under your feet. You notice how those black tentacles are holding in place the guardians, basically the guards, the guardsmen. Let's call them this way, guardsmen. Orcish guardsmen. What are your actions? And what are your bonus actions?
First of all, question. So 1 square on the map equals 5 or 10 feet?
5.
5. Wow.
Yeah, so the thing is smaller than you could think.
5, 6. Wait, let me just check how it
Can be for your advantage or disadvantage. Vorteilen oder Nachteilen? Yeah?
Actually, that is very tempting. Yeah, because then Flower can actually also move into the magic circle. It is just in range. It is just in range. It's exactly six squares. I counted it.
We're not gonna fit.
Flower doesn't care. Push you out.
What if he just fires fireball? Like,
yeah, don't be that.
Yeah, it doesn't prevent against AoE spells.
Okay, yeah. What does Flower want to have? Kind of a fireball, almost guaranteed, or 3 skeletons against him and the squishy mage plus. God damn it! This is stupid.
Rafe says you can think about your next actions already.
So the skeletons, they actually look like orcish big skeletons, the normal squishy ones.
They are smaller size orcish skeletons than the ones that are wearing the armor. They do not have any means of protection per se.
Okay.
They also probably don't have any weapons, right? Because why would skeletons have any weapons?
Yeah, they only have the bare skeleton hands with nails.
Okay.
Forget about them.
I mean, they can still attack and break concentration. That's not cool, right?
Can they hit through your 20 armor? Come on, with hands.
Do you think they would be on the map if they couldn't?
Could be a bait by DM.
I'm just trying to understand. Yeah, whatever. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, never mind. So, what we're going to do, or what the Farward is going to do, will be... no. First of all, Farward uses his bonus action to tell the zombies... This time he's smarter about the command. To attack the closest enemy on the field. So he doesn't say which enemy, but whichever's closest. So no one of them will lose their attack.
Yeah, they're going for the skull. They were already attacking it.
Okay, so how do we route with the rolls? Should I just roll?
I can roll it. I can roll it.
Okay,
so you had 2 zombies, 3 skeletons, or the opposite?
The opposite. 3 zombies, 2 skeletons.
Okay.
Each of them gets a +4 to hit and damage.
Yeah, the heating was... Oh.
Very good.
Yes, so from I think all the zombies hit, especially adding your bonus. Yeah, all the zombies hit. So it will be 3 hits. And then let's see the skeletons. This is a miss. And a skeleton also hits. So 5 piercing damage from a skeleton, and each zombie deals 4 more. It makes it
No, they get +4 each on their attack too. On the damage too. Sorry.
On the damage as well.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So it's in total plus 16 extra damage from the fact that you summoned them.
Mm.
So we have 5 by 3, 15 plus skeleton. 4 by 3, 12 plus 5, 17 plus 17 plus your damage. How much? There are 4 creatures attacking plus 4, 17 plus 16, 33. 33 damage.
I trust you. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that boost of the damage that you're giving to them is actually significant. So 33 damage. So this skull has already he already suffered some hits from the skeletons and from you all before. And you all can observe how this horde of zombie and skeletons, they're surrounding the skull from all directions, and they're like start dropping it like. Even though their movements are kind of not as agile as the living beings would have, but the very fact that Farvald has imbued their attacks with the power of a Nicron, you notice how they are slicing the skull into small pieces who are falling down to the ground in a very similar way as the first skull that was dissipated by Sas did. A moment. Okay, that was your bonus action, Farvald. The skull is now down, per se.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
But what do you mean down per se? Is it like visibly down?
It's shattered. It's shattered in pieces. There is a visible signs of damage on them. There is no more of this fiery thing on it. It looks like just a shattered skeleton skull.
Okay. Okay, then I guess the zombies also think it would be dead. So technically the zombies should have movement. Would they? And they have the command to attack the nearest enemy. So the nearest enemy now would be the skeleton in front of Farwald. Technically they should also move in this direction, because they have clear instructions, right? They don't have attacks anymore, but they can move.
I would rule theirs keep on bashing the skull for now. No movement. You would issue the same command and they would be like targeted again. So what would be your actions as a Farvald?
But I chose the command wisely. Just the closest enemy. It doesn't say when to stop. So they will keep going until there's no enemy. That's the whole idea behind it.
So this round they already performed the command. They will need a new command. They will act upon it.
The thing is, the command it doesn't end by logic. So
every round you give a new command.
No, I can just give them a command to guard something and they will stay there. For example.
Guarding is a default behavior of a spell. If you don't give a command, they will guard.
Okay. Okay, good. Then they're out of the picture. And Farwald will then use his... Yeah, why not? Will use his action to attack the skeleton in front of him. It's facing... It's showing him the back, right? So the skeleton doesn't see Farwald.
Okay, so you basically point them the next skeleton as a target. Yes?
Huh?
That's what you did? Can you please repeat?
Yeah, so since the zombie action is over, they cannot do anything. Farwald would use his action to attack with his packed weapon the skeleton in front of him.
Okay, so you close down to him. He just got out of earth, you attack him. Yeah, please roll for the attack.
Right. Power conjure to Morning Star. So this is bludgeoning damage. Does it get any advantage against the skeleton?
First tell me what's 13 to hit. 13 hits.
Okay. Just.
Sus. You can hear how this Morning Star of Farvald is basically bashing the spine out of the skeleton, and causing the rest of the bones is shattered down to the ground, as the skeleton is no more.
Ooh. That's nice. Interesting. So the thing is, Farwald can have 2 attacks by a feature. He only spent 1. And he didn't spend any movement. So could he now move and use his second attack? Given the target is in range? Right, I can check the feature meanwhile. What does it say exactly? Okay, you can attack with your packed weapon twice whenever you take the attack action on your turn, so it should work. So Farwald can now move and attack the second time.
Let me check something. I think by default, I think it's possible to break your things into parts, like action, movement, bonus action. You can do them in any turn. Okay, so the question is if can players split up attacks like they can do with the movement?
I mean, fighters definitely can.
Yes, I would rule that you definitely can do that. So your attack action has multiple attacks. It doesn't need to be for the same target. If you would have the new target standing right next to you, you could direct like the second hit to already another target. And you can also split it, use your movement, and then use it on a different target. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, nice. So Farwald would move over to the... Not to the other, exactly, to this one. No, to the one in the south of the map, let's say. Yes, this one. And would attack it. Again,
please roll for attack.
Searching, finding, executing. Oh, it's a crit. So it's a natural 20.
I think our stream froze.
No.
No. Wait, need to restart the stream.
There's one time you roll a crit and the stream